Ah, you. Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome once more to my Mk2 Seat Leon Cupra, otherwise known as Leo. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm fitting a Revo induction kit. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So of course, before we can go any further, we do need to remove the OEM engine cover. Now I'm going to start off by removing the two silver clips on the turbo intake pipe. There's one here and one behind. I will zoom you guys in so you have a better view of what I'm doing. I'm just simply using a pick to do this, just to prise it open like so, and do the same at the rear, which you won't be able to see, but it's the same kind of process. Just a tad more fiddly because you can't quite see what you're doing as much. You need to remove this sensor here, which is the mass airflow sensor. If I'm not mistaken, you should just be able to remove it by hand. Just be careful with it because these can get brittle over time. They are made of plastic and they can become a bit weak. So just pop that to one side. Gonna feed that through. Actually, I'm not gonna be able to feed it through. I'll just leave it there. Yes, that's that removed. So that's all good. Just move that to one side. Next up, I'm going to remove this air ducting here. Like so. Right. And then in here, you've got a bolt either side to remove this part of the intake system. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to remove the turbo intake pipe. That makes sense. Now that I've unclipped it, you've got a clip down there, which you will need to use. I would recommend long nose pliers. So just to give you a bit of perspective, it is a little bit deep down there, but access shouldn't be too tricky. There's a very strong chance you can't see what I'm doing, but like I say, it's down here quite deep, well, relatively deep in the engine bay. Now these long nose pliers I've bought from Halfords, they don't quite open. Well, hang on, no, hang on. I might just be able to do it. I need these pliers just to open a fraction wider. This part of the job became too fiddly, so I moved on to something else. Right, so next up you've got the two T25 screws that are keeping this part of the intake in place. So you've got one either side, so of course you've got that one there. And you've got the other one down here, which is going to be a bit tricky to access. So actually, I would argue it makes more sense removing the engine cover first, because that way I'm going to have more space. So yes, let me remove the engine cover, because I think that's actually going to save me a bit of aggro. In regard to order, there's certain things that you may want to do differently. For example, the instructions from Revo state that I should be really removing this pipe next, but I've tried that. But every time I go to remove the clamp, it keeps getting stuck into the engine cover. And when I go to prise it out, I can't because it's stuck in here and I need a third hand to take this back out. So the engine cover, I think, actually needs to be removed kind of as soon as possible, in my opinion, because it's just taken up too much space to do some of my other bits. So with that in mind, I am now going to remove it. Unfortunately, taking the engine cover off my Mk2 Leon Cupra is never an easy task. Technically speaking, I could just break it off because I have no need for the engine cover. However, if I wanted to sell it on or maybe even refit it in the future, then I would need it. So I was extra careful, but yes, it was a bit of a pig to get off, as it always is. Ah, you... That's the work of Satan himself, that engine cover. Right, now I can go back to what I was planning to do a few moments ago. There we go. Right, that's the second screw removed. And this should just come out nice and easy. Oh, there we go. So that's that removed. So you got the one hole on the left hand side there, the other hole there. So I will be mounting a bracket to that hole there, if I'm not mistaken, if I zoom in. There we go. So that's why you need to keep the screws that you used earlier. So I don't think there's new ones in the Revo kit. Right, so now I am going to tackle the turbo intake pipe. Now that the engine cover's out the way, I should have a bit more space to work with. Removing the turbo intake pipe wasn't as easy as I thought. It was quite fiddly, therefore a lot of patience was required, but even more swearing was required. Ah! I hope you appreciate this, Leo. Right, after a lot of swearing, finally got it removed. My word, that was a very, very fiddly customer. After I had won that small battle, it was now time to remove the diverter valve pipe, which is attached to the turbo intake pipe, which was equally as fiddly as the intake pipe. Wahey! Now, it's worth noting that if your car has a K03 turbocharger, then you don't need to worry about this step. However, if like me, you've got the K04 turbo, then unfortunately you will. I hate clamps. Yes. F you, pipe. F you. Right, keep that clamp. Probably need it. So next up, I need to insert the new turbo intake pipe, which also has some nice Revo branding on it. Where are we? There we go. So you do need to use the OE clamps. So let's just pop that into place like so. Let's make sure it's a nice fit. Now, if you've got a K03 turbocharger, there is a bung you need to put into this. But of course, I've got the K04, so I need to reattach this piping there. I should have a sleeve in my little pouch of tricks. So that's the bung, which I don't need. What I do need is this, what I've got in my hand. Oh, this is essentially a joiner. So if I just show you what it is. So let's do what I'm going to be doing now is attaching one end in here. Let's see which end goes in which. Are they both the same diameters? No, I reckon that end goes in there. Like so. These clamps are really pissing me off now. Now that the clamp was fitted to the turbo intake pipe, or the turbo elbow, as Revo referred to it as, it was time to connect it back to the car along with the diverter valve pipe. Once that was done, it was time to mount bracket A, which caused me a bit of an issue. To show you what I've just installed, is a bracket just in there. Now, compared to the pictures, it looks wrong. It looks like I've put it the wrong way, but I can't install it the other way because you've got other components of the car blocking it. So I'm hoping that's right. Fingers and toes crossed. Right. Oh, what's next on this? Laborious mod. Okay, right, that's that. Okay, so I've now got to install another bracket onto the heat shield. Once again, there was something on this job giving me a bit of a headache. For some reason, the nut didn't want to go onto the thread, therefore I had to big out the big guns. Well, my impact gun. Okay, so I now need to mount that to there. Install the assembled Revo heat shield as shown. Fix it into position by using M6 bolt and M6 washer. The problem I have is I need to mount that bracket onto that mounting point there next to the battery tray. Fine, that will be no problem. But I've then got to mount that to the bracket. Now, as I said earlier, I'm not too sure that bracket was meant to go that way, but I just don't know how you're going to mount that. You're not going to put a bolt in there. It's just madness. So I should be mounting the bracket like that. However, on this car, it's literally impossible. The only way I can install it is like that. Now, we're doing that. It won't work with the heat shield. After making this video, I actually reached out to Revo UK, who have been very helpful, by the way, so I've got no complaints there. And they spoke with their technical team and came back and said that that bracket A is for the Golf GTI and I believe also for the S3. Crucially, it isn't for a Leon Cupra. I'm still waiting to hear back what they say in regard to how I'm meant to secure the heat shield to my particular make and model. So I will try and update you guys in either the video description or in the comment section. Yes, a bit of an interesting one. There was actually a third bracket in the kit which wasn't mentioned at all in the instructions, and I thought it may be a modification for the Leon Cupra. I tried that and that didn't work either. On the plus side, fitting bracket B was a damn sight easier. However, the heat shield wasn't exactly secure. After that, it was time to swap over the mass airflow sensor from the old engine cover into the new Revo air intake pipe. Thankfully, that part of the job was very easy, even though the instructions were actually incorrect. It stated I needed a 3mm Allen key, when in fact I needed a 2.5mm. Yes, I know that is a very pedantic complaint, but the instructions were wrong. After making some slow but steady progress, it was time to connect the main air intake pipe into the turbo intake pipe, which predictably was a bit fiddly. Now mounting the intake pipe onto the engine, so about there, give or take. Once again, this was a job which was a little bit troublesome. For whatever reason, the bolt didn't want to catch onto the thread inside the air intake pipe and it simply wouldn't do up or tighten. Oh. After abandoning that task, I thought, okay, I'll attach the air filter. How hard can that be? I started off by fitting the joiner, which joins the air filter onto the air intake pipe. And once again, yes, I'm going to complain, it was a bit of a faff. Ah, you. So, most of the hard work is done. All I really need to do is to reassemble it. But I'll be honest with you, I've completely lost my patience. It's really better be worth it when it's done. So, the problem I have is I can't secure that clamp because every time I get a hold of the clamp, it won't go down far enough to clamp that elbow pipe in place. These clamps are just annoying me in general. When I go to fit the air filter, as I'm clamping it into the pipe, it keeps slipping out at the bottom. And because I'm tightening it and I can't quite see the bottom, I don't realise until it's too late. Then every time I go to move the filter, my hand gets covered in wax, which means I can't grip anything. It's just, yeah, I know I sound like a whiny little bitch, but I am being a whiny little bitch. So what I've done is I've taken the coward's way out. I've called up one of the technicians from work. He's going to come down, he's going to finish it for me, and I'm going to give him a bit of money for his troubles. So, yeah. I was hoping this would be a lot easier. I started at about 9:30 maybe. Well, I think my watch just died. But either way, it's about 12 o'clock now. So, yeah. It gives you an indication of how this job's gone. After a bit of help which wasn't on camera because A, I was too stressed by that point, and B, two of us in the way of the camera, you wouldn't have seen much anyway, the job was finally done. The burning question is, was it all worth it? I would say that is a big fat yes. Now, I think it's fair to say I've been rather critical of this product in this video. I do want to say that Revo have been very helpful with their technical support and their customer service. In fact, the bolt that goes through the mounting point on the engine into the air intake pipe has actually come undone, but thankfully I've still got the bolt, but I've lost the washers and the nylon spacer. Revo have said they would send it out to me free of charge, absolutely fine. And also the Revo kit I had was missing one of the small clamps that holds on the joiner between the turbo air intake pipe, or the elbow as Revo call it, and the diverter valve pipe. Hopefully this video hasn't put you off fitting the kit, because although it is a bit of a faff and the instructions aren't the best, if I'm going to be honest, it was worth the effort. The car sounds awesome. I'm very happy with the finished product, but unfortunately getting there was more stressful than I would have anticipated. So I think there is room for improvement with Revo's product, but the actual performance of the product I've got no issues with. Oh, what a palaver. However, as the clips a few moments ago proved, it was worth it. I'd like to say a big thank you for Vince for assisting me. Vince is one of the mechanics at the car repair garage where I work at. I could have reassembled it myself, but I'd be honest, I was losing my rag and my patience, so to get someone to assist me was a big help. Thank you for Demon Tweaks for their very efficient service. That is not an ad, I paid full price for the kit, but I wanted to give them a shout out regardless. And of course, thank you for you guys for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession. Right, I hope you're happy. You can breathe more freely.